enjoy his work. Hey, sometimes you get lucky and they kill people for you, which is nice. Unfortunately, this is me trying to just pull out this victory. It was unlikely that I was going to win, but just trying. I'm kind of a low level for it, so gonna light this guy on fire, maybe. Oh, he's quivering wreck with fire, so that's good. Just take him over. Didn't make it. Oh yeah, I know that's always a bummer too. With like, you have certain people like George Lucas who are very forward-thinking in their marketing. You know, when he said, "I want to retain the rights to the Star Wars property," and the people at the time were like, "Yeah, whatever, George, do what you want to do, I guess." And you know, he made like billions of dollars just from that. So that is too bad, I think, when people seem to lose out just because they're not as legally savvy with certain things. Oh, this guy's. Oh, he's zero proof, he's zero proof. Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's not looking good for us. Yeah, I've read a few interviews with him too. He did not seem super happy about it. No, I totally don't blame him for that. He does, you know, he made that world, and to see like, it must be a weird thing because you see the world coming to life. Oh, thanks for following me. I don't play only this, I promise. I play some Overwatch and stuff. I want to get some other games too, so. But yeah, he doesn't. I don't know. It must be weird, a weird sort of dual feeling of like, it's amazing to see this world that you made come to life just like in a movie, but also having, you know, not really seeing the benefit of that must be a bummer. Don't know if we're gonna be able to defend this fortress, but I'll try not to be bitter. But man, it'd be hard with, you know, how much stuff, how much, you know, acclaim those games have and all that, you know.
We take your fort and hang new banners from walls made from man's skin.
Oh, that's pleasant. Yeah, if I could just like kill these guys quickly, that would be ideal. Oh, he's enraged by acrobatics. What a sad life. Oh man, oh man. Summon my Drake. Oh. Still got hit. Still got hit. Yeah, it's not looking up for us on this one. I had a pretty low level force, unfortunately.
Soon this fort will be ours.
But maybe we'll still be able to pull it out. Trying to get some people and recruit them to help. This dude is just like running around by himself. I know. It's all that repressed emotion. He really wanted it, but that's what happens if you're an orc, you know? They want you to be a warrior or whatever. They want you to be all hard and mean. Eventually, the things that made you happy make you enraged, so. Poor guy. We should take pity on him. Well, at least my guys seem to be doing a little bit better than I originally thought. Oh, I just got tackled by a Caragor, though. Run, Italian, run. But yeah. That's the only thing about having a Drake sometimes. Sometimes they just light you on fire too, which is not very helpful. Especially if you were bringing them in to help and make you not die. Stay and fight for me. Oh. Cool. I mean, I like animals too, but. Oh, gotta get away. Gotta get away. That guy's dying over here. Not you. There we go. Recovering. They just blow up these barrels right here. Stab this guy who's on the ground. Uh-oh. I thought that was the last the last group, but apparently not. Well. Oh well. If we just keep recruiting people, maybe we'll have enough to overwhelm them.
I am with you.
But yeah, I would say that my favorite part of this game is this siege mechanic. It's really... I think it's fun. There's nothing really else like it, especially in the fantasy genre, I don't think. Still alive.
That fort doesn't belong to you. But this eye gouger has your name all over it.
It does get a little chaotic sometimes, as you can see, but I just poisoned a bunch of people, so... Do I upgrade my forces? I do. So I'm in this weird part in the end game where you kind of just have to do these sieges over and over and over, but the problem is if you don't lose enough, then you have all of the orcs that you got in the beginning of the game. And so that was my, not like I'm trying to brag, but that's my problem, is that this area is kind of like part of the early game, and you finish with it fairly quickly. And so all the people that are here are like sub-level 40, when all these, a bunch of bad guys right now that are in, almost level 60. So it just makes it very difficult to fight them. Sorry, it's a little buggy today too, because they just released that new update, so it's a little like strained. They're just having a nice intimate moment for a second. Come on. Just let me go. Let me go. It's one of the only games though where it seems like it's frozen and then it usually catches up. I don't know if it's gonna happen today though. Come on, Mug. Embrace it. Yeah, I know. Just keys. Just keys. So this guy is vulnerable to a lot of stuff. But yeah, so I'm just trying to, like you said, embrace this chaos and just try to work it out. Recruiting who I can to help me. That's one of the best ways to do it. If you're a little overwhelmed. You can only recruit people that you're higher level than though, so that's another thing. I've been trying to get to level 55 to upgrade my equipment, because there are equipment challenges that you can only fulfill when you're over level 55. Oh, there's gonna be a thing. Oh no no. Oh no no. Just gonna try to heal my guy. Yeah. You excited for, are you a movie person? Do you like Star Wars? You excited for Star Wars or anything else coming up for the holidays? Or like, what do you do when you're not doing, video game stuff? Hey, you come here. You come here. Oh, he's running away. Foobar Thin Bones. Oh, he needs more calcium, but he died from poison. Okay. What, are you in America, or where are you? Work, read books, play video games, very popular. Cool. I mean, that's all I do, so I just add movies to that. That's what I like. 61.
What do their insides smell like after you raise them? Wait, don't tell me. I'll just kill you and take a sniff
That's
myself.
Weird. Oh man, please don't no last chance me. Oh man, after all this. Okay. I need to run away and let my guys deal with this for a second. I need a moment. I need a moment, guys. Oh, at least my trebuchets are still working. That's the last guy we need to kill, so. West Coast, Netflix and chill. West Coast, ah, cool. Yeah, what books have you been reading? You read, what do you read? Do you read fantasy, or what? Because I'm a pretty avid reader. I tend towards fantasy, but I like regular fiction too. Good history is always fun. I enjoy it as well. We actually gonna pull it out? I think we will. And we got a feral thing. Fantasy, sci-fi, history, nice. You read any good fantasy lately? Any good sci-fi? Been always looking for suggestions. I'm a little behind. I haven't read in like 2 months. I've been working my way through the Wheel of Time series because that's been a blind spot for me. I'm really enjoying that. It's fun. I'm on Shadow Rising book 4. Oh, you started Sanderson this year. Nice. What Sanderson have you read? I've read Mistborn, the first trilogy, 2 of the second. Haven't read Elantris yet, but I read the first 2 Stormlight Archives. Definitely want to read Oathbringer. I just talked to my friend earlier this stream. She was saying that she wants to talk about it when I finish it. So I like Sanderson a lot. He's an interesting author. I think he has like similar, not issues, but like themes that he hits over and over. And I think sometimes he's more successful than others, just in my personal opinion. But I like Sanderson quite a bit. That dude writes. Like he writes a lot, and he writes really, really fast. And I'm always like ridiculously impressed that he can keep that amount of output. He writes like 500,000 words a year or some insane number like that. It's incredible. Ah, finally level 55. Finally recruit level 55 people. I already have all the stuff that I want, so I don't really care about this. I don't use this often enough. Huh. I need to get back to that. 2 of the Mistborn, and I'm 40% into Oathbringer. Oh, okay. How are you liking Oathbringer? I remember I had, a lot of people don't like Shallan. I don't mind. I like Dalinar quite a bit. And then Adolin. Adolin, is that his name? He was probably one of my favorite characters. He did something at the end of book 2 that I thought, Sanderson doesn't usually go super dark, and he went pretty dark, and I was pretty happy with that moment. So, it's good. Cool. Yeah, she liked it too. My friend liked it quite a bit. Though she said that, what did she say? She said she thought it was 200 pages too long. But I feel like a lot of fantasy, a lot of fantasy seems to be like that. I mean, sure you could trim a bit off of Game of Thrones or even, Wheel of Time. Definitely. But yeah, a lot of good fantasy stuff just in general. That's why it bummed me out that like Amazon was gonna do a new fantasy series. They said they wanted to have like a Game of Thrones sort of TV show, and I was like, oh, are they gonna do like, Sanderson, or are they gonna do M.K. Jemisin is really good, or Joe Abercrombie in the First Law trilogy? And then they decided to do Lord of the Rings, and I was like, well, you could have done something new, but yeah, the coming of age trope is pretty well trodden in fantasy, but Shallan is always is present at an important moment, or like important and revealing, like you said, an important thing. So I feel like she's almost like the audience surrogate in a lot of ways, because she's the least overtly powerful in terms of like combat. It's more of her like her mind that's appealing as a character. So, but yeah, of all choices, I just don't, and it's not that I don't want to see more Lord of the Rings. It's just like there are a lot of really cool stories that you could adapt in a movie, like Turin Turambar, The Fall of Gondolin. I don't know. I just feel like I know that the Tolkien estate sold it to Amazon separately. Like it's not part of the Warner Brothers stuff or New Line stuff. So you're gonna film like Lord of the Rings outside of New Zealand? That strikes me as a very weird choice. Dark Tower didn't do well, which is a bummer because I like that book series. American Gods I actually really like as a TV show. It's very it takes its time. It's more concerned with building a world than like telling a fast-paced show, it's a fast-paced story, which is kind of cool. And it's also Brian Fuller, who's the guy who did Hannibal, which was probably my favorite show. So I really enjoy his work. Unfortunately, he left the show after the first season because they didn't get enough funding, which is really too bad, because I do like American Gods quite a bit. They should go to the East and Elatier. Yeah, that's one of my main, Lord of the Rings, my favorite. This is bad, they all see me. My favorite movie series, but it does bum me out consistently that the Easterlings that you see in episode 2 in the two towers are never